Record. All right. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I am so excited to do the Zoom with one of my best friends, Stasia. She is kicking butt, and she has always kicked butt. And you know what? That's what I love about you is like when you set your mind to something, you like always have to get it done. Like, from the minute you decided you were ready to promote to Emerald at your first conference, you just hold on. You completely get out of here. You completely outdo yourself every single time, and you just always hit your goals every time. And I think what blew me away the most is when you signed that 2000 volume, and not group volume, you guys. Like, she enrolled 2000 volume herself in a week because of just like needing to make it happen. You know what I mean? So she needed that promotion. She was willing to do anything for it. So she's going to share with you guys tonight what she did to make that happen. Stop. My dog's really annoying. I'm never buying squeak toys again. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let Stasia take over. I have a golden doodle on my table about to knock everything over. Say hi. But she's going to take over and kind of explain why she needed to get that volume, what she did to get it. And I'm going to kind of interview you along the way. I feel like this dog is making my mind. I totally lost my train of thought now. But basically just tell us a little bit. We're going to make this like a quick 30-minute Zoom. We're not going to have it too long or anything. But tell us why you needed to make that happen so badly, and just basically like what kind of situation you were in.
Okay, so my dog's the same exact way, so I totally understand. He's a nut. But so
You
basically
almost knocked my computer on the floor, but it's all good.
I've been in business for 3 years, last Friday, so like 3 years in a week, and some not really, but whatever. So I didn't do anything for almost 2 years, and basically not this November, but last November. Well, actually, Aaron was hurt at work in September, but he was on workman's comp, and they stopped paying him around Christmas time, like November-ish, and they didn't pay him for a month. And at this time, we had Christmas cash. So I was like, okay, like I'm just going to get all this cash from Christmas cash and pay all of our bills. So I made almost $1,000 in Christmas cash. And mind you guys, I didn't do anything. Like, I literally signed like 1 or 2 customers a month. If I was lucky, like I did nothing. And up until this point, and I made over $1,000 in Christmas cash. I paid all of our bills. We were able to buy each other a Christmas present. Things at this time were like okay, like we were like making it, and things were finally caught up. And then in January, I went Ruby, and I don't know how it happened. I don't know what I did. Like, I honestly to this day couldn't tell you how I got to Ruby, but I honestly was fine at Ruby. Like, I was like, okay, like I'm happy. Like, my paychecks were like $500-$600, and Aaron was bringing an income in. And then I wasn't able to go to conference because he just had surgery like a week before and couldn't walk. So he was like, no, like you need to at least go to Kay's after party and see everyone and get out of the house. So whenever I was waiting for everyone to get out of the conference, they announced a $5,000 Emerald bonus. I was like, okay, like $5,000, that's a lot of money right now. Like, I can do that. So then Brittany came to me and she was like, so are you getting that Emerald bonus? And I was like, well, yeah, why not? And everything just like changed after that. Like, my entire mindset, I was like, okay, like if I can go Ruby, I can go Emerald. If I can go Emerald, I can go Diamond. And just like realizing that I was worth so much more than Ruby and $500 a month, it just changed everything. Like, I can't even like explain like that feeling. Like, I saw today on my thing where like it showed you like a year ago today how Brittany announced that I was going Emerald, and I literally cried. Like, Emerald like changed my life, and I don't know, like I'm gonna ramble, so you should just ask me questions.
Okay, so basically, you guys, she knew that she had to like get a lot of customers to make that $5,000 bonus happen, and she got it. And she was willing to do anything possible to enroll as many customers as she can to make that happen. So okay, so you were towards the end of your promotion and you saw you needed all of this volume. Now, most people would be like, okay, there's no way I could do this. Like, I'll do it next month. you were like, no way, I'm doing it. Like, I'm gonna do it, or that's it. There's no other choice. So what do you feel like you did to basically make that happen? Like, what did you do?
Well, I just want you guys to know that this wasn't easy. Like that 2000 volume wasn't easy. I didn't just sit back. Like I didn't expect it just to come to me. I literally slept 2 hours a night if I was lucky. I probably showered twice in that week. Like I know it's bad, but it was worth $5,000. Barely brushed my teeth. I literally sat in my oversized chair. I messaged for 22 hours a day, barely ate. Like I was living off keto coffee. And I literally messaged like every person I could ask to host a post, my Facebook friends, my Instagram followers, everything. Like I did it, and I just didn't stop. And most people at that point are like, I don't want to message any people. I don't want to annoy anyone. Honestly, at this point, I talked about me going Emerald so much that month. People were like, Stasia, like, what can I do to help you? Like, can I order for you? Like things like that. Like people came to me because I was constantly posting about my promotion. And then I I was also posting every 2 hours about a different product. And of course, I deleted all those annoying posts at the end, but I was constantly posting. I'm not going to read the comments because they're going to distract me. But I was constantly posting, like every 2 hours, I was posting about a different product. People were interested. I'm like, okay, like, and I kept all my Facebook friends updated. I'm this far from Emerald. Like, I'm this far from a $5,000 bonus. I'm this far. I'm this far. And I kept them updated. And when it came to 2000 volume, it didn't come easy to me, but I knew what I had to do and I did it. So I just messaged for host to post. I didn't care how many people I messaged. I didn't care my hair was a mess. I didn't care my face was all oily. I didn't care that my fingers were about to fall off. I just messaged. I messaged. I didn't care who told me no. I didn't care nothing. Like I was like, this 2000 volume I have to bring in. No one else is doing it but me. And I just messaged. Like I said, host to post was my number one. Then I kept everyone on my Facebook updated about how close I was. I messaged my family. I was like, look, like I'm this close to earning this $5,000 bonus. Can you help me? Like a one-time order. Can you help? And I just did it. Like I didn't care. I really just didn't care.
So let me tell you guys one thing too. So the reason I chose to get Stasia on was like a spur of the moment thing. We don't have this plan, by the way. I was just like, let's get on. Let's tell people what you did. So that way they can have some sort of inspiration. And let me put the dog up. Oh my God. Hold on one second. He's literally just on me. Hold on one second.
That's my dog, guys. If he was up here, he'd be in my lap.
I feel like he's a kid right now climbing on my leg and saying, Mom, 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 when I'm trying to have a conversation with someone. So he's going to be in the cage for a minute. So I wanted to do this one because it's the end of the month and we have so many promotions on the line, but we have so much volume to get. So what Stasia did was she saw exactly what she needed. So she had a goal. She had what she wanted to reach. Right there. She knew what she needed. She had calculated volume. She knew how many customers she needed and where. And not only was she doing this, but her team was doing this as well. So the first thing that she did was she hosted posted. So that's huge, you guys. Do you have any upselling techniques? Because I'm sure you didn't just sign cleanse after cleanse after cleanse. I know you signed a lot, but there had to have been times when you got larger volume orders. And I think that's huge is like, you know, when we are signing customers up, we're like, yeah, it's a customer. But if it's only 25 volume, you know, it's not a huge win versus 100 volume, 80 volume, you know, 200 volume. So what were you doing to upsell?
So at that time, if you guys knew me then, my host to post was cleanse. Like I was like 100% cleanse, like cleanse. So what I would do is whenever someone was interested in the cleanse, I'm like, okay, girl, I really think you should add these greens on because they do this, this, and this for me. Like they've helped with energy, they help boost my immune system. And then whenever they added the greens, I'm like, okay, girl, like you need to add this. Like I just kept adding and like making like custom packs. Like Brittany made the X pack where she does the Thermofite X, And the coffee, I was just making random packs and making them random names. Like, okay, like, what's your budget? How much are you wanting to lose? Okay, this is the pack you need. And it was done. Like, if you don't recommend it, they're not going to buy it. And the worst thing they can say is, no, I can't afford that. So then you take something off. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. So just start like creating your own packs and making it like super like creative name and like something catchy, and they're gonna buy it.
Yeah, and I was pushing for my promotion. I don't know if it was the same time or we pushed for so many promotions. I can't even keep them straight which one was which, but something that I did, because I didn't enroll 2,000, but I enrolled like 1,400 in a week. And you guys, like, it was a lot of work. And that's why I'm saying, like, we're talking about this and we're talking about how we didn't shower sometimes and you ate Chinese 2 nights in a row and then pizza the next, because these major promotions meant that much and we were down to the final hour. So if you're like new and you're like, what the hell, I will never do that,
You
you
will.
probably will. But just so you know, running this business every single day does not require all of that. So don't get freaked out. These are just these tips that we're going to share with you are just last minute promotion. Get a crap ton of volume in. And one thing that I did that I felt like was really awesome is I get this question all the time. What kind of host post should I do? You do what makes you excited and what you've tried, whether it's the cleanse or the coffee or the Thermophyte X. I've never done anything else. So don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel and go do a hair, skin, and nail post. You can't really upsell on that. That's just 30 BV or a wrap post. Everybody, has heard of wraps versus the skinny coffee, I feel like the wraps are a lot more popular. Sure, there's a ton of people out there who have never heard of it, but I feel like when people see the word wrap, it's like, oh, I've tried the wrap, or I don't, necessarily want the wrap. When you say coffee or cleanse or these other things, I feel like these are so much, just newer, more exciting, like more popular, like up to date things that people are like, what's that? I've never heard that before. I want more info. So I feel like the cleanse, like, don't get me wrong, I love the wraps. I will talk about wraps all day, but I found that, talking about these things is just grabbing people's attention more these days. So that's why I love that our company keeps putting out new top of the line products and take advantage of the Thermophyte X. The fact that we can say, hey, it has an ingredient that has clinically proven on average, people lost 31 pounds in 90 days. That's huge. Once you say that, that's attention grabbing, like 110%. So I like to use the coffee. And what I did was I used the Fit 30 pack. So that was my before and after picture. So I got them in through the coffee. And then I would actually I would word in my host post, I would just change it up a little bit. So whenever I message them, I'd say, hey girl, I just saw your comment on Stasia's photo about the coffee. Did you want more info on it? And how many pounds were you trying to lose? And then I would say, let me pull it up. Hold on. Word for word. And this is what got me over 20 Fit 30 customers that month. So that is 80 volume a customer. So that was so helpful. Let me get it word for word because y'all already know I can't do things off the top of my head. Okay, so I always say, hey girl, thanks for commenting on her post about the skinny coffee. I'm so excited that you snagged one of the last spots before they fill up. Were you looking to lose some weight? Or do you just love drinking coffee, or both? And if so, how many pounds do you want to lose? So that way they would tell me. So right off the bat, what I started doing was I started saying, like, I'm just sick of just signing coffee. Like, I want to get a larger order. I want to get more out of this customer. So what I did was I started saying, awesome, I'm so glad you're interested in the coffee, whenever they wrote back and told me like how much weight they want to lose. And I would say, I can also tell you about the pack that I use that's helped me lose 30 pounds. That includes the coffee as well. And it's on clearance today. So I started saying that. And then I said, but let me tell you about the coffee, and this is what it does. And that was game changer because they started saying, well, tell me about the pack too. it left that curiosity. So what I started doing was then I'd be like, okay, awesome. Let me tell you about the pack. And then I would sell them on that. So I was kind of like sneaking it in there without them truly knowing that that was my intention. They were curious about it. So the next thing that I said was something along the lines of, hold on, let's see. These were my results from the pack. It is so amazing. Do you want me to go over prices? And then I would say that let me get it up word for word for you. Hold on. I would say, awesome. So the fit pack has this, and this, right? I would tell them what it was. And then I'd say, okay, let me go over prices. And I'd say, great. So I have 2 levels. You can do the Fit 30. That's the best of the best. And that's how I lost 30 pounds after my second daughter. The Fit 15 has everything above, but it has 15 days instead of a full 30. And then I would say with the last clearance spot, these are the prices. The Fit 30s, this instead of this. The Fit 15s, this instead of this. Or the third option is you can just start with the coffee for $39 instead. So I can post these in the team page, but I would offer the bigger packages. And then I would, instead of them saying, okay, that's way too much money, because some people can't spend that much. But like Stasia said, if you offer the biggest and best thing and you're confident with what you're saying, they are going to spend money on what you're suggesting. So that's what I would do. And then I would always offer that third option. And I'd say, or you can just start with the coffee for $39. And what I actually did was I created a photo, and this is what Stasia was talking about too. Create your own pack. This is huge. So I actually created my own photo that had the Fit 30 and the Fit 15, and it compares both side by side like that. So I just went to the website and screenshot that and made a collage. And then recently, if you've watched the units tab in the team page, I also made this photo. So when I'm talking to people about my coffee through Host to Post, I'm also saying, oh my gosh, well, you should get the X pack then. That also has the coffee. And they're going to be like, well, what's the X pack? And that's what I tell them what it is. And then I end with that photo when I'm talking about prices. And that way they can visually see it. And I feel like them visually seeing it helped me out a lot too, because they can physically see what they're going to buy. So that was key for me, sending a photo of what they're going to buy. Okay, so let's talk about 2,000 volume. So how many host to post did you get up to sign a customer, and how many people did you talk to? And I'm sure from like the host to post that you did, you probably signed some customers the month after you promoted too. Cause I feel like a lot of us, like we want to sign customers on the spot like that, right? But were all those customers people that you were talking to right then and there? And that's what I like about host to post. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. And I feel like that's where a lot of new people get hung up on, is like, oh my God, nobody's signing up. And you did like 10 host to post. So like, how did you go through that? And like, basically, like, how many people did you talk to, and were they on the spot people or no?
So not all of them were on the spot. A good majority of them were, but all the work I did in November, December, January, and February is really what led up to signing so many customers, because I talked to all these people those few months, and they were my friends on Facebook, so they saw I was pushing for this promotion. I needed everyone's help. So me, like I said, sharing my progress with my promotion and everything, and like following up. I followed up a lot. Like I didn't care if you told me no, you were getting another follow-up because I needed you as my customer. But I honestly probably got out 30 plus host to post a day. Like I was at the point where I didn't stop. Like I didn't care if I had 5 hosts to post out and I had 100 messages. Like I needed more. Like 100 wasn't enough for me. So I literally just kept going. I didn't stop. And at that point, most people would give up, because there's been times where honestly I've given up because I was like, I can't do that by myself. But then I think back, I'm like, no, like I can do that. So I understand like getting to that point where you want to give up, but you can't worry about people telling you no, because the more no's you get is the closer you're going to get to that yes. And every time I signed a customer, it was like the biggest achievement I've ever made in my entire life. Like one customer was like the most exciting thing. So honestly, I couldn't tell you how many host posts I got out a day. I couldn't tell you how many people I messaged, how many people I talked to. I just did it, and I didn't worry about numbers at that point. I just did it until I was done.
That's awesome. So, okay, you kept signing people, you kept enrolling. I guess what would your advice be to someone who feels like they're doing all the work and their team is just maybe not wanting to do host to post or not grasping it? Like, because obviously you had to get to double, you had to have your team help you, but you knew you had to do a lot of the work too. Do you feel like it was like you had to help your team with it as well, or what were your techniques to like kind of get your whole system with underneath you working?
So the last week of February, I really was close with my team, like really close. We power houred and Zoomed all day long. Like if I was awake, I was on Zoom. If I was awake, I was either on Zoom with Brittany, Katie, or my team. Like there was no other option. So I literally slept for 1 or 2 hours a night, and the other times I was on Zoom with either Brittany, Katie, or my team, like I said, and we were just getting a host to post together. They were asking me questions. We were figuring out how much volume we needed. Every hour we updated each other. Like we were on top of it. So a lot of it had to do with me, but I was also very hands-on with my team at this point. And we knew, like everyone knew every hour what we needed. Even when people were sleeping, I was still awake. So just keeping your team updated and hopping on Zoom with them. Like you don't realize whenever you hop on Zoom with your team and you tell them like, look, like this is what we're doing. This is how you do it. And it's time to do it. Like a power hour. Just walk them through a guided power hour, answer their questions, because whenever you're on Zoom with them answering their questions, they feel they feel supported by someone. And they also feel like they have you one-on-one and they're not working by themselves. So just really like, sorry guys, I'm one track mind. But basically, whenever you hop on Zoom with them and get work done with them and you guys have a game plan, it gets done no matter if you have to do it or they have to do it because you know who's working and who's not.
Okay, I want you guys to ask questions. We have a lot of quiet people on here.
Let me answer
I
this
want to
for
know,
you.
like, because I'm sitting here and it's hard for me to be like asking you questions because I know how to enroll that much too if I really wanted to. You know what I mean? I want to know, I have like 3 more questions for you. I want to know what you guys have to ask her. Like, because you guys are wanting to do this, you're wanting to pull in a lot of volume. You don't want to wait for the last minute. You don't want to fall short. You want to make sure you hit your promotion. So what do you have to know right now? Now is your chance.
Do not wait till the last minute. I just want to say this because I'll forget. Because my promotion did not finalize. You could ask Katie because I was on Zoom with Katie when it finalized. My promotion did not finalize until 11:52 on the very last day of the month. You know how scared I was? Do not wait till the last day.
No, you should get your promotions this month, the day, because we have a shorter month. You should have it done by the afternoon of the 27th because if anything goes wrong, you have to call customer service. Good luck. You'll be on hold for like 2 hours. So make sure that you are ahead of the game and make sure that your team is on the same page as well. Cool thing is that last Friday of the month is in 2 days. So make sure you're getting everybody followed up with tonight or tomorrow, so that way when Friday comes, everybody's ready to sign up. They know that where they're spending their money and they're not going to go spend it somewhere else first. I want to know, how do your conversations go? I mean, this time, hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
Gosh, I can't stop sneezing today. How do your conversations go? Because obviously you're ready to sign them up now. And you know, you don't have time to wait 2 weeks. You don't have time till payday. So what do your conversations look like from beginning to end?
So basically, whenever I was doing the cleanse and I'm like, they comment on host to post, I added them and I replied to their comments and messaging you. I messaged them like, hey girl, I'm so excited you're interested in the cleanse. Are you looking for a quick detox? I can't believe I have to remember this. Are you looking for a quick detox or are you wanting to lose weight? then most of the time, like, I really want to lose weight. I'm like, okay, awesome. How much weight are you wanting to lose? And then I would go through like the cleanse is amazing. I can't believe I'm remembering this. That's crazy. And then like I go through like the whole cleanse combo, like tell them about the cleanse, and then they would say, yeah, that I'm interested. I'd be, okay, girl. So the cleanse is usually 60, I think. But with my 90-day challenge, I have one more spot. It's $36 today. How does that sound? And then if they're like, I really can't order today, I'm like, okay, girl, well, I only have one spot left, and I'm offering a free sample pack with it. So, and then I I would end it like, are you wanting to go ahead and get your order in, or do you want me to give the sample pack to someone else?
Ah.
And they were
So
like,
we
no,
can
like, I want
count
that sample pack.
spots too, you guys.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and get your order in? I have one spot left, or do you want me to pass it off to someone else? I
Yeah.
always got told, well, I don't have the money right now. I'd be like, okay, well, do you want me to save it for you? What day works best for you? And that way they'd be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm like, no problem. So I wrote their name off to the side. I'm saving them a spot. And I now know what day I can get back with them. So that's really important, is that you get a date out of it. Always get a date. Okay.
Yeah, and I only offered the sample packs like the last 3 days. When I really was like, no, like, you're not waiting, I offered sample packs.
Yeah, I'm starting now because I have a lot of extra free product. And
Yeah.
if you're a newbie, what you could do is on your auto shipment next month or this month, you could always add a box of greens. It's like $30.
Oh,
And
wow.
you can do chocolate greens and a keto coffee sample together and mail that out, if you wanted to. And you know what, you guys, like, you may see that as wasting product, but you know what? It's getting you customers. And my customers, when they try the coffee and the chocolate greens or whatever product, most of the time, 50% of them want to try that the next month and add it on top of it. So, plus that's also going to help your customers, and they're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I got free stuff. Like, kind of like when you go to a store and they give you a free meal on the side, or like they say, here's a free appetizer on us. You want to go back. You're like, heck yeah, I love getting free stuff. I love the environment. I love how I felt after that, all that. So that's really important too. So I am starting to offer sample packs now. But the greens thing, you can offer a 2-day greens detox. So that sounds a lot better than green samples, so you can offer these things to kind of seal the deal to reach that promotion. And all of you right now, especially if you're new and you join this month, you have that $1,000 Ruby guarantee, and you have that 3,000 Emerald guarantee. If you don't know what that is, you better go ask your upline now, because you have money to make, and you have two $20 promo codes sitting there. So that's $200 right there. That's just sitting there. If you don't get those distributors on, you're throwing $200 in the trash. Okay, so your combos were sense of urgency. They were like, sign up now or get out. So you're following up too. So how do you follow up and not get overwhelmed, and like, kind of, what was your system? What were you saying?
So
I know fortunes in the follow up, right?
Yeah. So what I would do is, I have my Facebook friends list printed for host to post. So I would follow up with one page and then send out one page of host to post, and then follow up with one page and send out one page of host to post, because I get to the point where I get super overwhelmed very easily when it comes to follow-ups. Like, that is like my enemy, and always has been. So I always like switch back and forth, because I love host to post. So I'm like, okay, like, if I get this page out of follow-ups, I can send out host to post. So what I was saying was, hey girl, I have a sample pack here, or a 2-day greens detox sample, or whatever here waiting on you. If we can get your order in today, what's stock, or what's holding you back, or like, try and like get like out of them, because most of the time they're just scared and they have questions.
Yeah.
Oh, and I realized at that point in time, it really wasn't the money, because everyone has that extra money for the most part. It was just, they didn't know what the product was, or they had another question. So at that point, they were all like asking questions, and I got their orders in.
Yeah, and one thing that's I learned from Stasia that really changed my host to post was add the people as soon as they comment. I add them, and then I write a message, and I say in the comments, hey girl, just sent you a message. If you don't see it, message me and it will be there. So that way they know to check it. Sometimes if you're not friends, it goes to the other folder. They never see it. So then I'd message them and I'd add them. And then now they're seeing my profile. You know how you just add somebody and you see them in your profile right away? That's just how Facebook is. So like I'm posting about the products every day, how I'm using them and how they're making me feel. And so like that gives you credibility and it's more believable. They see you on the photo, they see you talking about it, they see your page. That's why we say your Facebook and your Instagram is your business. That's literally what people are judging you off of. That determines if you're signing customers or not. So that's really, really important right there. So, okay, you followed up. I love that follow up. Hey, I got your pack sitting here. Do you want it? What's holding you back? That's awesome. That's awesome for distributors too. What's holding you back? That brings those fears out and kind of like just cuts the fog in the air. Like you can see now exactly what their problem is. So that's awesome. So, okay, before we answer these questions, I feel like I want to ask you what was your secret, but at the end of the day, I feel like we all know there's no secrets. It's just being really personable in your conversations. You know how you see that person and you're like, oh my God, you just like always know what to say. That's what you want to be. You want to think smart. You want to be talking to these people like they're your best friends, like you're confident, you know exactly what you're talking about, you care about them. And like Nicole Kennedy, one of my diamonds, she used to root them on. She'd be like, girl, you can do this, I'm rooting you on, like kind of like a coach, like a loving coach. And that got her so many people, and I'm sure she does that for her DTs too. But she signed a lot of people that way. So showing people that you care, putting that sense of urgency on it, and upping your numbers and following up, that is key. So like obviously we have so much stuff going on in our life. Y'all, you have to sacrifice something. Like you can go to work and still enroll a lot of people and hit your promotion. You can go spend time with your family and enroll and still hit your promotion. Did Stasia want to that time? Yeah, she did. But you know what? She gave up even more than what she probably had to. But she didn't. And it's worth it because, you know, when she went double, she made, what, was it 6 or 7,000?
It was almost $7,000.
It was almost a $7,000 paycheck. You know, when I went triple, it was over $17,000. Like it's just worth it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be that rabbit to get ahead and then chill out, be a turtle, work on growing your network, work on those things that you got to catch up on. Like my house is an effing mess because I'm pushing and I know my paycheck's going to go up a couple grand this month. It's worth it. Okay. You just got to decide how bad do you want it. So there's no secret, you guys. It's just being that kind of person that I described, being passionate. That's a huge thing. I feel like a lot of people forget. You can't do this business and make money unless you are genuinely, truly excited about this. And if you're not, you got to find something in this business that gets you passionate, whether it's signing up a customer or it's finding somebody that, you know, you just love connecting with, like, or like just signing a new team member. Like I had a girl the other day, she's like, I'm such in a funk. And like she signed a team member. She's like, I'm on fire. Like, because she loves helping people, like get started making money. So you got to find what makes you passionate in this and find that underlying reason. And that's what's going to help you with how you talk, how you present yourself, how hard you work. You got to find that all stems back to your why. What is your purpose? Right? So hold on, let me mute somebody.
Yeah, I want to add something to that.
But I want to know yeah, my point was before I rambled, what's your secret if you had one for that week?
I honestly didn't like have a secret. Like I just didn't care what people said and I just did it. Like I didn't sleep. I just did it and I knew what I needed and I did it. But like at this point, if people still tell me, Stasia, you have all the time in the world. You do this full time. At that point, Aaron had 3 doctor's appointments, sometimes 4 doctor's appointments a week. He couldn't drive. I was driving everywhere. I had no phone service at his doctor's appointment, so I was busy. Like, I literally was the busiest person ever, but I found a way to work this business around his doctor's appointments, around taking care of him because he couldn't walk. Like, he was literally bedridden, couldn't do anything. So even though I do this business full time, I still have things I have to do, I guess I'm trying to say. And um I don't want to sound mean, but basically now that I work from home full time, I feel like I'm so much busier than I was when I was
Yeah.
working, because whenever I was working I had a set schedule. I was like, okay, like I go to work at 6, I get off at 3, like I know what I'm doing, then I get home and I shower and I eat and I work. But now like my schedule is so sporadic and I do different things, like I feel like it's a little bit more difficult. So if you have a full-time job and you're going to school, be thankful. That's all I'm going to say is be thankful.
I'm going to say one secret. Always assume the sale. Go
Yes.
in assuming that they're already signed up, already in the system. And that is just going to be such a game changer with how you think, and how you think reflects on what you say, and what you say reflects on what happens. So, okay. Do you have to go, Stasia?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
We can answer these questions real quick.
Okay, yeah, let's answer these questions. So, okay, one question was, do you message at night? I get past 10 p.m. and I feel weird messaging still. You know what? If it wakes someone up, that's their problem. They didn't mute their phone, because nowadays notification going up and on and off at all times of the day. So, you know what? They should have their phone muted if they don't want to get waken up. I do my messaging at night. I don't worry about other people. I worry about what's best for me. And that's the best time to get stuff done. Let me tell you, you send out all your messages. The kids are asleep. You wake up, you answer them, you get it done. So I say, who cares? Do what you got to do. Okay, what do you send to people first to ask them to host a post? That is all on the team page, girl. We just posted all of that under the unit section. So go check that out. I always say, it just depends. What I like to do is I like to message from my story. I'll post a story and I'll get I have a lot of followers, you guys. So I'll have 200 people that viewed my story in 30 minutes. And so those are 200 people that are watching me then. So I'll message all those people, whoever just viewed me. I know they're online. I know that they saw what I just posted. They all are hosting for me. It's kind of overwhelming, but that's a huge tip. So I always say, hey girl, I saw you're online right now. I have a question to ask you. And no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Ha ha. And that's what I send. And I then say, well, you can totally say no, but I am pushing for a major promotion this month and I could totally use your help. I'm giving away blank $100 this month, whatever we have going on. And all you have to do is put a post up for me. How's that sound? So the exact wording, it wasn't that, in our team page. Go check it out. Okay, you want to get the next one? It's Carly's.
Carly's. Let's see. What does it say?
How do you how do you get creative with content? I'm great at lifestyle posts. So what I like to do is look at other people that are doing this business, or that are network marketers, or that are bloggers, and look at what they're doing and be like, how can I do something like that with what I enjoy doing? How can I talk about, or talking, teaching, informing, and I forget the other one. But, or just kind of sharing some sort of message through your posts, like maybe women empowerment, or being a crazy chaotic mom is okay, or whatever. I don't care. You got to find different ways in your life to send a message, to teach somebody how to do something. Or what's awesome content is something that's simple, is writing stories and blogging about your day. People want to be kind of in what you're doing, but that's something that I feel like wasn't really what you focused on.
Yeah.
If you're focusing on volume and you need a promotion, you better just be messaging people and not worrying about your posts, okay.
Anna asked a question. I think you missed it. It says, do you think upselling is a mindset thing, kind of like signing LCs? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because if I go in a combo, I'm like, this person, I can just tell they're not going to order, that they don't order. But if I go in a conversation, I'm like, okay, this girl's going to order 2 bags of coffee and greens and thermophyte. It's done. It's already, it's said and done.
And of course,
yeah.
I say, I can't, but you know what? If you literally feel like you're bothering somebody, or you're afraid to ask them to order more, you're never going to. If you don't ask, you're just not going to have that. So I see the value in the products. I love the products. I'm confident with them. You got to get to that level, and then you'll know what I mean. you have no problem asking them to buy another thing, you know? And that's where, you know, when it comes down to promotion time and, you know, you have a couple days, that's when you can be like, you know, hey, I have the free pack also sitting here for you. But I only have one left and I have other customers lined up. I wanted to give it to you first before I go to anybody else. Are you ready to get your order in now? So it's all about wording. Be smart, y'all. Okay. How do you avoid burnout? I do a lot of self-development. Do more action and get organized. So if you can enroll, you know, I always tell my people start small, do 5. And then if you do 5, next day, double it, next day, double it, next day, double it, and get to a point where like you have a system. It's important that you have a system. If you're getting overwhelmed, it's because you don't have a system. So you got to make that for yourself. There's no right or wrong system. It's what is going to be the best way for you to stay organized and know what you're doing. So only you can fix that. Do you want to answer the next one?
What do you say when people say no? Are you talking about when people say no to host a post? I think that's what she's talking about, right?
When people say no, I just say, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting back to me. And you know what? Sometimes I unfollow you. If I message you twice and you don't write back, I unfollow you because that just makes me angry. Like I see it as like, you know, you don't have the decency to tell me no thank you. I feel like it's so annoying. You know, and I get it. I'm not in their inbox, you know, like they asked me to be in their inbox, like I'm in their inbox, but just tell me no, you know? So if someone does tell me no, I always say, okay, thanks for getting back to me. But it just depends on if they're rude about it. If they're rude or if they ignore me, you know, I unfollow you, you know. What apps for the photos? I just screenshotted stuff on the website and I made a collage. So it's one of the collage apps that I have. It's called Cymera, Cymera. Tips about following up with people. Be consistent. Make sure that you do it when it's hot. So don't wait a week. Don't wait 5 days. Do it every 2 days until you get a date out of them. And don't be annoying. You know if you're being annoying, but make it fun. So sometimes they'll be like, oh my God, did your fingers fall off? Ha ha ha. Or something like that. You know, or, you know, some of the other top leaders, they send gifts, you know, the animated photos. It could be like, where are you? You could send that one, or like, did you hear me? Or like something like that. But we have a whole entire follow-up file in the team page. You could totally use those. How did you phrase your post about asking your family and friends for your promotion?
I'll answer this one. So I really didn't like post asking them. I messaged them because I was consistently talking about my promotion to everyone, like my friend, like anyone who called me during that month, they were going to hear about my promotion. So whenever it came time, whenever I was like pushing for that volume, I'd call them like, hey, like I know I told you I was pushing for this promotion. I'm super close. Would you be willing to help me out by placing an order? And then kind of like go through like the regular convo about like what products we have, and then give them the best options. And most of the time, my family was more than willing to help. And I had family members order 200 volume worth of stuff. So just ask. The worst thing that they can tell you is no. So I would just go for it. I'm having a hard time talking to people in conversation, asking the right questions to get them hooked. Dixie, I would message your upline about that. You're pushing for Ruby this month. How should I send message straightforward if people ask them to do host post? Caitlin, that is in the units. Everything that's in the units is what me and Brittany are doing. So you can find all your answers there. Gabriella, you have people doing host to post, but no one is commenting. What do I do now? Keep getting out more.
Switch it up.
Yeah, switch it up too. Because I got out 20 today and 5 were dead and 15 had comments. So, and I always switch mine up. Like every 5 or 6, I switch up the wording. Best way is to stay organized. Ooh, I like this one. So My organization constantly changes. So praying doesn't change now because it's perfect the way it is. But basically, I screenshot everything. So like if like someone comments on a post and they're interested, I screenshot their name. And then whenever they give me a date, I screenshot their name. And before I go to bed, the last thing I do is write everyone down in my potentials list and in my calendar. How many samples do you use in your sample pack? Sierra, it's all up to you. I've done one keto coffee and greens. I've done keto energy. I usually don't do more than 2 samples or 3. Um, okay. Until I promote the review, I checked a few days ago. I'm having a hard time getting and finalizing customers. I have 2 kind of working DTs, but they haven't signed any customers. How do I push for finalized sales? I always follow up and put out at least 10 to 15 years. Have I gotten a single actual customer? Brittany, you want to go over that?
It could be so many things.
Yeah.
That's something where you have to message your diamond or above upline, diamond or above, okay, and say, listen, here's a screenshot of the post that these people are posting for me. This is the photo they're using. What am I doing wrong? And she'll ask you, okay, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this. And you'll be able to get help from her, and she'll tell you exactly what it is. It could be a simple fix, like your photo is really bad. And, you know, I had a girl, she posted a photo for a host to post a few months ago, and it was just like the worst photo I've ever seen in my life. And in fact, I would like block somebody if they posted that stuff over and over, you know. So that's why we kind of tell you guys, like, really follow what we're telling you to a T, because it's what's working. You know what I mean? So don't switch it up, because sometimes people switch it up, like, and redo the whole thing, that it just doesn't work. So.
Okay. Have you asked the same person to do several host posts over time? Yes, because my hosted posts are constantly changing. Like my coffee host post has changed 10 million times, and every time it changes, they post for me.
Something else that I do is I'll go back a couple days after, and I'll be like, girl, I just signed up from your post. I still have a spot left. Would you be interested in the discount? So I'll ask the person who posted. That got me like 3 customers. I was pushing for press. So.
Okay, I have a lot of family on Facebook, like over 200 mutual friends. Those are the people I know that will post me. I'm afraid all those mutual friends will get annoyed. How do I get new people that don't have many friends in common to post me? So don't worry about what other people think. That was my biggest mistake, is worrying about what everyone else thinks of me, because they don't pay your bills. Just gonna be honest. And whenever I feel like my friends and I have too many people in common, I message people on Instagram like, hey girl, can I ask you a quick question, or like go over it, and then I get them on Facebook to host a post. So then I'm opening up a new network. Okay, tips on getting someone to join after them saying they are already going through so much. She was my first girl I messaged, and she's running around. Autumn, I would message your upline, because that's kind of like a something screenshots can help with.
If they're going through a lot, I just back off, and I would probably find somebody else, because you don't want to rely on one person. You should have multiple people that you can talk to next. So, you know, if someone's going through something, that's the worst thing that you could do, is be like, oh girl, come on, this could help you. Like, you know, you could say it in a way that's like, all right, well, when you're ready, you know, I'll be here to help you. I just know this is going to help you through whatever you're going through when you're ready. Something like that, without being pushy. I'm assuming she means distributor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Tiana Meinhardt, is it working for you? You said you've been using my host to post photos for the keto coffee. Is it working? Can you explain a better way to get customers in or buy the product? Because I've been posting good posts, and I'll ask people in my hundreds list and family and friends. So that is definitely something that I think you should see my video on. It's how to sign a lot of customers with It Works. It's a long video, but it's every single way I have ever signed a customer, in person, Host to post, polls, attraction marketing, people in my inbox, me reaching out to people. It goes over all of that. So it's just too much to kind of cover right now. It'd be like really in depth stuff, you know. Should you always post photos? I do because I feel like that I get a better response that way. Do I do host to post on Instagram? I don't know about you, Stasia, but I message on Instagram and I get them on my Facebook. So I tell them, awesome. Thank you so much for hosting this for me. Message me on Facebook and send me a friend request because I probably won't see your request. I get so many. So that way they message me and they add me. And that way I can go through at the end of the hour and get all 6 posts up like that. So that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
use word board, so it's really easy to just send everything.
yeah, I get everyone on Facebook. If they happen to not have a Facebook, I have them post on Instagram, but that's very rare.
Yep. Okay, guys. So that's all the questions. We're about like an hour. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but it always goes long. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
So we are going to go ahead and cut this. I just want you all to know that it really just takes extra effort. It takes mindset. It takes assuming the sale and knowing what you want and not accepting just a no. Don't be afraid to take that extra step. But just be so set on what you want and pray over it and work really hard, you guys. That's basically all it is. You learn the techniques, you learn the skills. That's what's so cool about this business. Anyone can do it. It's just a skill, learning the skill. So yeah, do you have anything to add?
Nope, I just want everyone to know that you can do it. There's nothing special about me and Brittany. We just did it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always here to help.
Yep. Okay, guys. Thank you. We'll go ahead and